I wonder if Titan can be a weight. And what it was that next came in her eye that she must dote on the next night. Ah, my messenger. How now, mad spirit? What night rule now about this haunted grove?
My mistress with a monster is in love! Theatre close and consecrated bower, when she was in her dull and sleeping hour, a crew of hatches, rude mechanicals, that work for bread on Athenian stools, were together to rehearse a play intended for great Theseus' nuptial day. Oh, the shallowest, thick-skinned of that barren sort, whom Pyramus presented, in his sport, forsook his seat and entered in a break. Oh, so I did him at disadvantage take, and ass's knoll I fixed on his head. Anon his Thisbe must be answered, and forth my mimic comes, as they him spy, as wild geese that creeping fowler eye, or russet painted Charles many in sort, rising and cawing at the gun's report, sever themselves and wildly sweep the sky. So at his sight, away his fellows fly, and at us stand and Erewhon fools, and murder cries, and help from Athens calls. Their sense thus weak, lost with their fears thus strong, made senseless things begin to do them wrong. For briars and thorns at their apparel snatch, some sleeves, some hats, from yielders, all things catch. Oh, I led them on in this distracted fear, and left sweet Pyramus translated there. When in that moment, so it came to pass, Titania waked, and straightway loved an ass.
This falls out better than I could devise. But hast thou yet latched the Athenian's eyes with the love juice as I did bid thee do?
I took him sleeping. That is finished too. And the Athenian woman by his side, that when she waked, of force she must be
Stand close. This be that same Athenian.
This is the woman, but this is not the man.
Oh, why rebuke him that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
What's this to my Lysander? Where is he? Good Demetrius, wilt thou give him me?
I'd rather give his carcass to my hounds. You spend your passion on a misprized mood. I'm not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead, for aught I could tell.
I pray me he. Tell me then that he is well.
And if I could, what should I get there for?
A privilege never to see me more. From my hated presence part I so. See me no more whether he be dead or no.
There is no following her in this fierce vein. Here, therefore, a while I will remain. So sorrow's heaviness doth heavier grow. For debt, a bankrupt sleep doth sorrow owe. Which in some slight measure this will pay, if for his tender here I make some stay.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite and laid the love juice on some true love's sight. Of thy misprision must in force ensue, a true love turned, and not a false turned true.
Then one man holding troth, fail, confounding oath on oath.
About this wood go swift of the wind, and Helena of Athens look thou fine. All fancy 6 years and pale of cheer. Sighs of love that cost the fresh blood dear. By some illusion, look thou bring her here. I'll charm his eyes against the do appear.
I go, look how I go, swifter than arrow from the Tartar's bow.
of this purple dye. Hit with Cupid's archery, sinking an apple of his eye. When his love he doth espy, let her shine as gloriously as the Venus in the sky. Thou wakest, she be by, beg of her for remedy.
Captain of our fairy band, Helena is here at hand. Oh, and the youth mistook by me, pleading for lover's fee. Oh,
Stand aside.
no, can we? Then one pageancy. Oh, Lord, what fools these mortals be.
Noise they make will cause Demetrius to awake.
But then we'll choose at once we one. Oh, that must needs be sport alone. And these things do best please me, that befall preposterously out.
Why should you think that I should woo in scorn? Scorn and derision never come in tears. Look, when I vow, I weep. And thou so born in their nativity, all truth appears. Why should these things in me seem scorn to you, bearing the badge of faith to believe them true?
You do advance your cunning more and more. When truth kills truth, oh devilish holy fray, these vows are Hermia's. Will you give her up?
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
No, none in my mind. Now you give her.
Demetrius loves her and he loves not you.
Gorgeous, perfect, nymph, divine. To what, my love, shall I compare thine eye? Crystal is muddy. Oh, how ripe in show thy lips, those kissing cherries tempting grow. That pure congealed high white Taurus snow, fanned with an eastern wind that turns to a grove when thou holdest up thy hand. Oh, let me kiss this princess of pure white, this seal of bliss.
Oh, spite! Oh, hell! Oh, I see! Oh, you are bent to set against me for your merriment. If you were civil and knew courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. To vow and swear and superpraise my parts, I'm sure you hate me with your hearts. You're both rivals and not Hermia. And now both rivals to mock Helena. A trim exploit, a manly enterprise. To conjure tears up in a poor maid's eyes with your derision. None of noble sort would so offend a virgin and exhort a poor soul's patient fool to make you sport.
You are unkind, Demetrius. Be not so, for you love Hermia. This you know I know.
Lysander, keep thy Hermia. I will none. If ever I loved her, all that love is gone. My heart, but as a guest-wise sojourned, and now to heaven it is home returned, there to remain.
Helen, it is not so.
Disparage not the faith thou dost not know, lest to thy peril thou shalt abide. Look, where thy love comes, yonder is thy dear.
Lysander, why unkindly did thou leave me so?
Why should he stay whom love doth press to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love, that would not let him bide fair Helena, who more engilds the night than all yon fiery O's and eyes of light. Why seek'st thou me? Could not this make thee know the hate I bear thee made me leave thee so?
You speak as not you think, it cannot be. No. She is one of this confederacy. Oh, now I perceive. They have conjoined, all three, to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, have you conspired have you with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision? I am amazed at your passionate words. It seems I scorn not you. It seems that you scorn me.
Stay, gentle Helena. Hear my excuse. My love, my life, my soul, fair Helena.
Excellent! Sweet, do not scorn her so.
If she cannot entreat, I can compel.
Oh, thou canst compel no more than she entreat. Thy threats have no more strength than her weak prayers. Helena, I love thee. By my life I do.
I say.
I swear by that which I will lose for thee, to prove him false, that says I love thee not.
I say I love thee more than he can do.
If thou say so, withdraw, and prove it too. Quick! Come!
Lysander, why do you tend all this?
Away, you, Ethiop! Hang off, thou cat, thou bird! Vile thing, let loose, or I will shake thee from me like a serpent!
Why have you grown so rude? What changes this sweet love?
Thy love? Out! Tawny Tartar, out! Loathed medicine, hated potion, hence.
Do you not jest?
Yes, sooth, and so do you.
Demetrius, I will keep my word with thee.
I would have had your bond, for I perceive a weak bond holds you. I'll not trust your word.
What? Should I hurt her? Strike her? Kill her dead? Although I hate her, I'll not harm her so.
What can you do me greater harm than hate? Hate me? Wherefore what news, my love, am not I, Hermia? Not you, Lysander. I was as fair now as I was erewhile. Since night you loved me. Yet since night you left me. Why then you left me? Oh, the gods forbid.
By my life, I never did desire to see thee more. Therefore, be out of hope, of question, of doubt. Be certain nothing truer. 'Tis no jest, that I do hate thee and love Helena.
Oh, me. You, juggler. You, canker blossom. You What? Have you come one night and stolen my love's heart from him?
Fine! In faith, have you no modesty? No maiden shame? No touch of bashfulness? What? Will you tear impatient answers from my gentle tongue?
No!
Fie, you counterfeit, you puppet, you.
Puppet. Puppet. Why so? This way goes the game. Now I perceive that she has made compare between our statures. She has urged her height, and with her personage, her tall personage, her height forsooth, she has prevailed with him. Are you grown so high in his esteem because I am so dwarfish and so low? How low am I, thou painted maypole? Oh. Speak! How low am I? I'm not yet so low but that my nails can reach into the eyes!
I pray you! You faulty gentleman! Never not hurt me! I was never cursed! I have no gift at all, as you I'm a right maid for my cowardice. You perhaps may think she is something lower than myself, that I can match her.
Lower? Hark. Again.
Oh, good Hermia, do not be so bitter with me. I evermore did love you, Hermia. Did ever keep your counsels and never wronged you. Well, say that. In love unto Demetrius, I told him of your stealth unto this wood. He followed you. And for love I followed him. But he hath chid me hence, and threatened me, to strike me, spur me, nay, to kill me too. And so will you let me quiet go? To Athens will I bear my folly back to follow you no further. Let me go. You see how simple and how fond I am.
Why? Get you gone. Who is that hinders you? a foolish heart that I leave here behind.
Or with Lysander.
Oh, with Demetrius.
Oh, be not afraid, she shall not harm thee, Helena.
No, sir, she will not. Though you take her part.
Oh, well, when she is angry, she's keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when we went down! And although she be little, she is fierce!
Little, nothing but little and low! Why do you suffer her to flout me thus? Let me come out!
Get you gone, you dwarf, you minimus, of hindering not grass made, you bead, you acorn!
You are too ambitious to harden scorns your services. Let her alone. Talk not to Helena. If thou dost intend never so little show of love to her, thou shalt abide.
Now she holds me not. Now follow, if thou darest, to try whose right of thine or mine is most in Helena.
Follow? Nay, I'll go with you. Take by Jove!
You, mistress! This coil is long of you! Nay, go not you back.
I will not trust you. No longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands and mine are quicker for a fray. My legs are longer than to run away!
I am amazed and know not what to say. Ugh.
This is thy negligence. Still thou mistakest, or else commits thy knaveries wilfully.
Believe me, O King of Shadows, I mistook. But did not you tell me I should know the man by the Athenian garments he had on? And so far, blameless proves my enterprise that I anointed an Athenian's eyes, huh? And so far, I am glad it so did sort as this, the juggling I esteem a sport.
Now cease these lovers seek a place to fight. Hie therefore, Robin, o'ercast the night. Starry welcome covers thou anon with drooping fog as black as Acheron, and lead these testy rivals so astray that one comes not within the other's way. Like to Lysander, sometime frame thy tongue, and stir Demetrius up with bitter wrong, and sometime rail thou like Demetrius. And one from the other look thou lead them thus, till o'er their brow death counterfeiting sleep on leaden legs and batty wings does creep. Then crush this herb into Lysander's eyes, the juice of which has this virtuous property to take from hence all error of his bite, and make his eyeballs roll with wonted sight. When next they wake, all this derision shall seem a dream of wanted vision, and back to Athens shall the lovers wend, with league whose date till death shall never end. Whilst I in this affair do thee employ, unto my queen, and beg her Indian boy. And then I will her charmed eye release from monsters' view, and all things shall be peace.
My very lord, this must be done with haste. Up and down, up and down. I will lead them up and down. Well, I am in field and town, goblin lead them up and down. Woo! Here comes one.
Where art thou, proud Demetrius? Speak thou now!
Here, villain, drawn and ready. Where art thou?
I will be with thee straight!
Follow me then to plain
Speak, thou runaway, thou coward! Speak, in some bush! Where dost thou hide thy head?
Art thou bragging to the stars? Telling the bushes that thou look'st for wars and wilt not come? Oh, come, recreant, come, thou child, I'll whip thee with a rod. Here's the father that draws a sword on thee.
Yeah? Art thou there?
Follow my voice. We'll try no manhood here.
He goes before me, and still he dares me on. When I come where he calls, then he is gone. The villain is much lighter heeled than I. I followed fast, but faster he did fly. But fallen am I in dark, uneven way, and here will rest me. Come thou, gentle day, for if but once thou show me thy grey light, I'll find Demetrius and revenge this spite.
Ho, 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 coward! Why comes thou not?
Abide me, if thou darest. Thou runs before me, shifting every place, and dares not stand, nor look me in the face. Where art thou now?
Come hither. I am here.
Nay, then thou mockest me. Thou shalt abide this, dear, if ever I thy face by daylight see. Now, go thy way. Faintness constraineth me to measure out my length on this cold bed. By day's approach, look to thee, visitor.
Weary night, long and tedious night, abate thy hour, and show comfort from the eaves that are no back dazzlings by daylight, from these that by poor company detest, and sleep that sometimes shuts up sorrow's eyes, steal me all the while from mine own
Yet, but three come, one more. Two of both kinds, well, makes up four. Oh, here she comes. Comes, and sad. That Cupid is a knavish lad, thus to make poor females.
Never so weary, never so in woe, bedabbled with the dew, torn with briars. I can no longer go, no further crawl. My legs cannot keep up with my desires. I will rest me here until the break of day. Heaven's shield lies sunder. That means
On the ground, sleepy sound, I'll apply to your eye. Gentle lover's remedy. When thou wakest, thou takest true delight in the sight of the former lady's eye. And the country proverb known that every man shall take his own, in your waking shall be shown, that Jack shall have Jill, and you shall go here. The man shall have his myrrh again, and all shall be well.
Sit down upon this very bed, while I thy amiable cheeks deplore, and stick musk roses in thy sleek, smooth head, and kiss thy fair large cheers, my gentle joy.
I must to the barber's, monsieur, for methinks I have a marvellous hairy face, and I'm such a tender ass that if my hair do but tickle me, I must scratch.
What, wilt thou hear some music, my sweet love?
I have a reasonable good ear in music. Let's have the tongs and the bones.
Or say, sweet love, what thou desirest to eat.
Oh, truly a peck of provender. Oh, I could munch your good dry oats. Look, methinks I have a marvellous desire to a bottle of hay. Good hay, sweet hay, hath no fellow.
I am a venturous fairy, and she shall seek out the squirrel's hoard and fetch thee new nuts.
I would rather have a handful or two of dried peas. But I pray you, let none of your people stir me. I have an exposition of sleep come upon me.
Sleep then, and I will wind thee in my arms. So doth the woodbine the sweet honeysuckle gently twist. The female ivy so enrings the barky fingers of the elm.
Yes, amen.
How I love thee. How I dote on thee.
Oh.
Now cease this sweet sight, whose dotage I now do begin to pity. For meeting her of late behind the woods, sweet favours from this hateful fool, I did upbraid her and fall out with her. For she his hairy temples then had rounded with a coronet of fresh and fragrant flowers. And that same dew that sometimes on the buds was wont to sit like round and orient pearls, now sits within the pretty floweret's eyes, like tears that did their own disgrace bewail. And when I, at my pleasure, taunted her, and she, with mild manner, begged my patience, I then did ask her changeling child, which straight she gave, and her fairy sent to bear him to my bower in fairyland. Now I have the boy, I will release this hateful imperfection from her eyes. But gentle pup, take this transformed scalp from the head of this Athenian swain, that he awaking when the other do, may all again to Athens back repair, and think no more of this night's accidents, but as the fierce vexation of a dream. But first, I will release the fairy queen. Beest thou was wont to be, seest thou was wont to see. Dian's bud or Cupid's flower has such force, blessed power. Now, my Titania, wake you, my sweet queen.
My Oberon, what visions have I seen? Methought I was enamored of an ass.
There lies their love.
How came these things to pass? Oh, how mine eyes below this visage now.
Silence a while. Come, my queen, take hands with me, and rock the ground whereon these sleepers be. For thou and I are now in amity, and will tomorrow midnight solemnly dance in Theseus' house triumphantly, and bless it to all fair prosperity. There shall these fair lovers be, wedded with Theseus, all in jollity.
Come, my lord, and in our flight, tell me how it came this night that I sleeping here was found with these
Helena. I've had a dream. It's past the wit of man to say what this dream was. Man is but an ass if we go about to expound this dream. Methought I was... Well, no man can say what methought I was. Methought I had... Oh, man is but a past fool if he tried to say what methought I had. The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen, man's hand is not able to taste, his tongue to conceive, his heart to report what this dream was. I will get Peter Quince to write a ballad of this dream. It shall be called Bottom's Dream. For it hath no bottom, and I will sing it at the latter end of the play before the Duke. Oh, peradventure, to make it the more gracious, I will sing it at her death.
Soft! What nymphs are these?
My lord, this is my daughter here asleep. And this, Lysander. And Demetrius's, and this is Helena. Oh, Midar's Helena, I wonder their being here together.
No doubt they rose up early to observe the rites of May, and hearing of our intent, came here in grace of our solemnity. Speak, Aegeus. Is this not the day that Hermia must give answer of her
But fair Helen told me of their stealth, of this their purpose hither unto this wood. I in fury following them, fair Helen in fancy following me. But my good lord, I know not by what power, but by some power it is. My love to Hermia melted as the snow, and seems to me now as some remembrance of some idle gaud which in my childhood I did dote upon. The object of my heart, the virtue and pleasure of mine eye is only Helena. To her, my lord, was I betrothed ere I saw Hermia. But as in sickness did I come to loathe this food, but as in health come to my natural taste. And now I do wish it, long for it, love it, and will evermore be true to it.
Gentle lovers, thou art fortunately met. And of this discourse we more will speak anon. Aegeus, I will ever bear your will. For in the temple, by and by, with us, these lovers shall eternally be knit. And as the morning now is something warm, our purposed hunting be set aside. Away with us to Athens, 3 and 3. We'll hold a feast in great solemnity.
These things seem small and undistinguishable.
Methinks I see things with parted eyes, when everything seems double.
So methinks. And I found Demetrius like a jewel, mine own and not mine own.
Are we yet awake? It seems that yet we sleep, we dream. Did not you think the Duke was here and bid us follow him?
Yeah, my father.
And Hippolyta.
He did bid us follow to the temple.
Why then we are awake. Come, let us to the temple, and on the way let us recount our dreams.
Strange, my Theseus, that these lovers speak of.
More strange than true. My men never believe these antique fables nor these fairy toys. But come, what masks, what dances shall we have to wear away the long age of 3 hours between our after supper and our bedtime? What revels are in hand? Is there no play to ease the anguish of a torturing hour? Philostrate,
My
what
King
abridgments do you have for this evening? What masks, what dances? How are we to beguile the lazy time if not with some delights? A tedious brief scene of young Pyramus and his love Thisbe. Very tragical mirth. Tedious and brief, merry and tragical. This is hot ice. Wondrous strange snow. How do we find the concord in this discord?
A play? There is, my lord, some 10 words long, which is as brief as I have ever known a play. But by 10 words, my lord, it is too long, which make it tedious. For in all the play there is not one word apt, one player fitted. And tragical, my noble lord, it is. For therein Pyramus doth kill, which when I saw rehearsal, I must confess, made mine eyes water. But more merry tears, the passion of loud laughter never shed.
And what are they that do play it?
Hard-handed men that work in Athens here, which has never laboured in their minds until now, and now have toiled their unbreathed memories with this same play against your nuptial.
And we shall hear it.
No! My noble lord, it is not for you. I have heard it over, and it is nothing in the world, unless you can find sport in their intents, extremely stretched and conned with cruel pains to do you service.
I will hear this play. There can be nothing amiss where simpleness and duty tender it. Go bring them in.
I love not to see wretchedness o'ercharged, and duty in its service perishing.
Gentle sweet, thou shalt see no such thing.
He says they can do nothing in this kind.
All the kind are us, to give them thanks for nothing. Our sport will be to take what they mistake.
He hath played on his prologue like a child on a recorder with sound.
Touring is always difficult, whatever show you're doing. As a jobbing actor, it takes up so much time. It's very enjoyable and you get an awful lot of satisfaction out of it, but you have to spread out so much time that all the other jobs, the little commercials and the various money-making jobs that you do, has to go by the board. But on the plus side, you get to play parts like I'm doing at the moment, Oberon and Theseus, and it's great fun. So it works it out. You may not make as much money as you might do a television commercial, but you still enjoy it twice as much. So most of us take one play or two stage plays a year. That's about all I can say about it, really. It has its downsides as well, of course. Particularly, this is a lovely amphitheatre which we're in at the moment. and Midsummer Night's Dream is a wonderful play to do. But at the moment we've got the sunshine and we can look forward to a good evening. But earlier on this afternoon it was bucketing down with rain and we ended up in a lecture hall, which was not so good. And we feel almost we're cheating the audience. We had to shut them into a lecture room. But generally speaking, it's good fun, and I wouldn't want any other profession now.
Well, it's fine. It's great actually touring, because obviously you get to do the same show in different areas. So every different theatre has its own, particular vibe, if you like. And obviously you have to work. It changes from place to place. So you have to work on how the entrances and exits are going to change, and so it becomes, an interesting. It becomes a very fluid thing, because the actual show changes from the first show to the most recent one, because it evolves as you go through each different venue. So that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm playing a bottom and Aegeus, so I get to start off by being very angry and very strict parent, and then just be some kind of insane actor.
Okay.
Which isn't that much acting involved. Well, I'm working on moving into this as a full-time job. At the minute I work in an office and I just do this on the side, but I've got get my show reel together and getting all the stuff under my belt, so hopefully I can start doing this on a more permanent basis.
Well, I think it's been very nice working with a variety of people that I've never worked with before. It's been excellent seeing how the show has transformed from the beginning to where it is now. I very much enjoy the different venues we've played in. I think you get something different from each audience, and I think every night you find different nuances within the play that maybe you hadn't thought of before, and it's been a fantastic experience, and obviously great working with such a talented cast. I'm Tom, and I've been playing Lysander and Flute and a fairy as well. So yeah, it's been good fun. Also trying to get the contrast between the characters, because obviously when you're playing one character, you can just focus on that one. But because we've got a few, to try and get the differentiation between the characters is good fun.
Great, Philly.
Hiya, I'm Herb. I'm playing Demetrius. Who else am I playing? Mustard Seed and Quince. It's really fun, touring and stuff. Good thing is venues change, so I can always keep it fresh on his feet, which is a nice quality for a show to have. Usually I try to do as much acting as I can. Done a couple of professional things, but I waiter to keep the lights on, I guess. That could be said. It's fun, really good. Good times.
So I'm Nadia Lamine and I'm playing Helena in A Midsummer Night's Dream. It's been real fun. It's been really just brilliant jokes, lots of improvisation and just going for it. That's what I think you need to do when you're doing something like Shakespeare. You just need to completely commit and go for it. I normally perform. I've just graduated from a drama school, so it's actually been a really cool experience doing something like just out of drama school, professional, and working with people that I've never worked with before. So yeah, it's been really fun.
Hi, my name's Noah and I'm playing Hermia and then Snout and one of the fairies. I think the best thing probably about touring with Enchanted players has been the fact that we're touring and the fact that each time we've got a completely different venue. So personally I like the Twyfest one best, just because there was a massive amount of audience, and probably next would be the Oxford one, the one we're doing, the amphitheatre. Just makes it an incredible experience. Other than that, I think the cast is absolutely amazing. They're an absolute fabulous bunch to work with, and I'm having a really good time. I really enjoy also Shakespeare, so the character of Hermia is quite unique because she fluctuates massively between a love puppy, she's absolutely in love with Lysander, she lusts after him, he's all her world, she's willing to defy her father, and then all of a sudden he goes behind her back, falls in love with Helena, and she turns into this beast, this monster, just unleashes this wrath of, from the deepest parts of hell. So her character is absolutely fabulous to play because there's a massive contrast in it, which makes it an ongoing and changing experience.
I'm Mary Saunders, and I play. I'm Mary Saunders, and I play Hippolyta, who is about to marry Theseus, and also Titania, who's the queen of the fairies. So it's wonderful having to play such two different roles, and I really have enjoyed playing this in different venues, because today we're at the Said Amphitheatre, which is a wonderful venue. We've been here for nearly a week, but we've also played in a care home, and we've played in a big marquee, and we've also played in a tiny space in an arts centre. So it's wonderful to have the variety, and it's such a great play, and it's really fun to do this play.
Okay, filming.
It's going wonderfully. Everyone's so alive. Everyone's like doing the game. Yeah, best thing ever. Ever. Yeah, like even the atmosphere with the massive audience is like big. And then like you're up on stage, the amphitheatre's beautiful. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Sorry, I hope that's on camera. I don't know if you can notice, but I'm playing Puck. It's like the elf wanderer of the night. And so this is why I'm under the tree. Because I am like a tree nymph. I'm like among the nature, you know. This is why I've got leaves on my head, leaves on my leg.